If you think about the history of the piano, it hasn't changed much in a considerably long period of time. The last time the interface changed was 400 years ago when we moved from the harpsichord to the pianoforte. And that was revolutionary because all of a sudden we were able to achieve an element of touch control. We were able to control the velocity with which the hammer struck the string. And all of a sudden our music was significantly more emotionally resonant and powerful and natural. But there it stayed. It's never been as expressive as something like a guitar or a saxophone where we could physically manipulate the sound. That is until now. What we've done now is that we've taken that first dimension of touch control, the strike, and we've added 4 more dimensions of touch control to it. And so right now, Heen is going to demonstrate that 1D touch, strike, on a Seaboard. So that is one-dimensional touch. That is the strike velocity right there. And what we've done is we've added a second dimension that we call glide. And glide is the movement of your fingers left and right, horizontally across the key wave surface. And what that glide allows you to do is achieve really natural vibrato and bend, just like an acoustic instrument such as a guitar. And so you can see right there, by only adding just a second dimension, he's able to achieve a much more organic sounding violin than you've ever been able to achieve with a keyboard before. And so the third dimension of touch is slide. And slide is the movement of your fingers up and down the key wave surface. On a traditional piano, there's all this unused real estate that isn't valuable on an actual keyboard. What we've done is we've made that real estate usable, and so now you can get more out of all of the surface. And so those are the first 3 dimensions. And so far, everything that we've done is occurring just on the surface of the instrument. From there, you can't just control the surface, but you can also go into the surface of the instrument. And so the 4th dimension of touch is press. And with press, Heen is able to push his fingers into the key wave surface. And the further he presses his fingers into the silicone, the more the sound modulates. And so this is able to give you really accurate breath control on an instrument like a sax or a flute. And so the final dimension of touch, the 5th dimension of touch, is lift. And lift is really interesting. Lift is the Seaboard actually measuring the speed with which you remove your fingers from the surface of the instrument. And with this final dimension, you're able to control the tail end resonance of the note. So if I was playing an acoustic instrument like a harp, I already have this. Because once I actually strike the chords of the harp, I can control the tail end by either letting it go and letting the sound ring out, or I can tamp my hands down and cut it off. This can also be used on an electronic sound to add an extra, say, reverb tail or extra sound on the tail end of a note. So all 5 of those dimensions combined come together to form a much more naturally expressive instrument.